see if anyone comes in. Ugh. Still doing my dreads. Working on one here. But I've only got 3 left to do, which are in here. 1, 2, 3. I may have them out by the end of tonight. It may be tomorrow. It depends, because I've got stuff to do. But yes, I'm nearly there. So I don't know what's gonna happen with the hair, but something will be going on when I get the rest out. So I see some people there. Oh, what's going on? Hi, Colin. So just a quick one, because I'm going to work from my bedroom today. I've got to do some homework for a course that I'm on. And what I'd said before about failing the test was nothing to do with this course, because I'm actually getting 10 out of 10s on this course, of whatever the number is, 7 out of 7, 10 out of 10, whatever it is. It's nothing to do with that. It's just to do with the test of life, the ascension, you could say, raising our frequencies. So I've just come back from Wales because I went to visit my mum and my sister, and we stayed over for 2 nights. And I knew it would be a test, me and my mother. You may have someone in your family or friends that test you. Hi, Elle. And everybody knows I always call my mum the mothership and the gatekeeper and the, in a joking way, Hitler's girlfriend. I tell her that all the time because she's quite materialistic. She's Taurian. She doesn't see any of the other stuff that's going on, which is fine. She is a mask wearer. She is a jibber jabber. And all that sort of stuff, even though, you know, we all have a choice, even though it's annoying. But I knew that when I'd go down there, I was thinking, you're going to be tested to see, hi Karen, if you end up getting in a debate. And because we're both hot-headed sometimes, I knew it was going to happen. And it did, because we got talking about this and why she's wearing them in Wales. But she went, but Wales is different than England, and we have to wear them. I said, no, you don't have to wear them. And she went, do you want one? Do you want a mask to go in the shops with? And I went, no, because I didn't wear one. I've never worn one, and I'm not about to wear one. No matter if I'm in Wales, I will walk into a shop without one. Me and my sister went in all the shops without masks, and there were people without masks. So I said, no one's asking. Went in some charity shops because she likes looking in charity shops. Went, no one's asking. They had theirs on. We went in Tesco's or something. A woman asked at the door and said, have you got you? And I went, no. Then she went, well, if you want one, there's one over there. I said, no, thank you. Went in. But what made me laugh was me and my sister were walking around with not one on with my mum, and my mum's walking around with one on. Then I'm like, do you not get hot? And she's like, I actually like wearing them. I'm like, you actually like wearing them? And we even got into a conversation in the car where we got in a bit of debate and an argument, but we both said sorry afterwards, when she was like, it's all been done from time, all this control. I know about control and all that. I said, yeah, but you're consenting. She went, yes, it's all about consent. I went, you're consenting. Because, I mean, yes, it's a choice, but you're consenting to take your power away. And she's like, yes, but you know, nothing's going to ever change anything. I went, okay, it's not if people have that mentality. So, hi, Ricardo. So, yeah, similar conversations with my parents. So it's a bit like, and it will be in your friends or family. And I know my mum is the one that doesn't see anything because she chooses to watch the news and the TV. Hi, Indigo. And also, I couldn't cope at my mum's. This is why the whole of that energy started. We were fine and everything. It's just because we sat down in the front room. She put the TV on, advert after advert after advert. I was like, she put Coronation Street on. They had all the Black Lives Matter thing and all the thing. And I was just like, oh my God, you know, subliminal messaging. I was like, whoa. And then she had old things on. Thank you, Lois. It's not done yet. I've got 3 more to take, 4 more to take out. Just the noise of the TV. She has it on in the background just to have it on in the background. The as we know, the programming, the things that I was just like, so I had that going on, and then I kept switching the TV off and she kept switching it on, and I kept switching it off and she kept switching it on, and we were talking to her and she had it on in the background. I was like, oh my God. And then we were having these conversations about other things, but obviously she can't see it because she's not tuned into that yet. But then I said, right, Mum, because she was like, got a sore back and this. I went, get on that bed now. I'm going to do some Reiki on you. I said, just chill out. I said, I'm going to do some Reiki on you. And she went quiet for the first time, and she felt the heat and everything. And so I've given her that. And she went out to the shops with my sister, and I went, I'm going to stay here and just try and get my dreads out. You two go shopping, because shopping bores me to death these days. So they went out, and I Reiki'd my mum's bedroom. I was like, right. But yeah, we'd gone shopping, which I just found so boring. I wouldn't have done years ago. We were dragging around the shops looking for stuff. She did buy me a dress, which was nice, from a charity shop though. But I was just like, I need to go back and sort my hair out. I need to go back. I'm bored. It's so boring. I can't be like, it's boring. This is boring. I'd have rather gone to the beach and sat at the beach, and rather gone somewhere nice with my mum instead of shopping for shit. So it was a bit like that sort of energy, and not being able to get the point across to my mum that you can only see the truth if you're seeing both sides of things. You can't see dark and light if you're only seeing one side. Do you know what I mean? So it was a bit like, she's like, yeah, but that's your perspective. I went, yes, but if you're seeing both, you get to choose real choice of what you want to do. If you're not, because you're constantly in the news and all you do is watch TV and you see the news, you're not seeing the other side because she hasn't got Wi-Fi, so she doesn't get to go on other things to see anything. I said, so you're not seeing anything. Even if you're not bothered, you're still not seeing two sides of a story, and there's always two sides, as we know, yin and yang. I said, so you're not really making your own choices of stuff, if you get what I'm saying. So it was a bit mad. So when I went, said, love you and everything, but me and my mum have always battered heads against each other. She's Taurian, she's very material. I just said, anyway, I'll see you soon, you gatekeeper. And it's really funny as well, because my number's number 7 and she lives at number 7. I went, and she started laughing, because we do make a joke out of it, and we always say after, you know, it's just different perspective. We do love each other, but it's very hard to, my mum's very in the energy of, I'm not really bothered, I don't care, it's always been like this and it always will be. And I'm like, no, wrong energy spin. It won't always be like this. It's not this. This is the biggest change you've ever seen in the world. I said, you don't see all the countries fighting back and what's going on in Australia. She hasn't seen all that, but she will. And there's lots of things happening on the Mr. T side that are coming out now, so that's really exciting. I've put a few funny videos up because I've put like, we have to laugh at things, and that's why, you know, the people with faith and the real souls, meaning people with heart, we can have a laugh with it, and we're very creative, and that's why they put that stuff out, because you've got to have a laugh through all this, through the 3D, through the ascension, whatever the frig you want to call it, what's going on here. You've got to have imagination, creativity. You've got to have a laugh with it all, because it raises your vibration. So I've been laughing at that. So I've had all these energies going on of laughing, having debates with my mum, trying to, like, even though I know I was going to be tested, and I think I said to Lois yesterday, because I rang Lois when I was at my mum's, and I'm like, oh my god, blah 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 blah. I was like, I know I always get in this energy with my mum, and it's one of my, to me, it's one of my final battles, to not get riled with my mum. Anything else, I'm not that bad with now. You know, I've had trolls come after me, people on YouTube saying what they want to say, what they think, because as I've always said, anyone who has a problem with me is a problem with the self, and vice versa. I can deal with that now, because I know it's just people projecting, and it's their things that they have to deal with. But my mum, obviously, because she's a family member, you take it more to heart, even though, you know, it's fine. Like, she doesn't believe in some things, but she doesn't want to look at it. But I know it's out of fear, because, like I said, my sister, if these people realise, and sorry to say if anyone's listening as well, and they've took the you know what, and maybe they realise it isn't for the good, they're going to go into fear because they know they've done something without looking, if you get what I'm saying, that sort of thing. So yeah, but today it's the 22nd, it's a new moon. Is it new moon today? So you're releasing and letting go. So I'm going to release all that energy again with me and my mum. The next time it pops up, I'm just not going to let it round me. She knows my opinion on things now, and it's not really, yeah, nothing to fear but fear itself. Exactly. And I know it's not really her or me, it's just that battle axe of, you know, you could say your darker side, trying to have a conversation. But then again, yeah, you know what I mean, can't really explain it. But I knew, even my sister was like, Janine, remember being zen? And I was like, yeah, I am human as well. And it's like really frustrating when it's someone in your family, and it's like, but my sister did turn around and say, I know where Janine's coming from, you know, why people have to stand up, because I said to my mum, if people weren't standing up and speaking the truth, because it is about freedom and freedom of speech, which they tried to take away, as we all know. That's why they're censoring everybody on many different levels, on many different platforms. This wouldn't be being seen and people getting it out. So you will be grateful at one point that people did speak out, even if we've got things a little wrong or dates wrong or that doesn't matter. It's about the people speaking out. That's why it does me head when people go on about when, what time. You may have said this wrong, that might have happened. On all people that do that, it's like, it doesn't matter, we're speaking out, and if it gets people looking, it gets people looking. So, you know, one of them, that be thankful you have a black sheep in the family who likes to gob off and say something compared to not saying anything. Because if this all, I've said, imagine if this all happened, well, it's all happening, and no one said anything, and then the world was like, oh my God, you know, we've gone into their timeline. Why did nobody stand up and say anything? So it's that energy again of, they don't want you saying anything, but if you didn't say anything, they'd say, why didn't you say anything? We are saying something. Even if we've got bits twisted and all that, doesn't really matter. It's hard work sometimes with family. It definitely is, Elle. And I know this, and I do, you know, give advice on it myself. And I knew going down, I was like, do not get into that. But I did, because it's not just, mine's not out of fear and it's not out of anger, mine's out of passion, but it can come across as, you know, but it's not, because it's for the love of my mum and wanting her to see what she doesn't see, even though she'll come to that by her own. But my mum has always been one of them, she's always feared death as a child, so she's in that vibration. She's always, what did she say yesterday when we were like, you know, when people contemplate why we're here, and she said something really negative, like, well, I don't know why we should bother. Like, I can't remember what it was, but she's always in that, but what if? And she's always in that negative thing. It does make me laugh, of like, nothing's going to change. And I know loads of people who say, nothing's changing, nothing's going to change. It's always been like this. The controllers have always been. No, because we're waking up and we're more powerful. And we create it as well. So it's like, no, it is changing, because this has never happened on the scale it has worldwide, as I've said before, many of us do, the way it is. I've seen a lot of people pulling back. I've seen a lot of people on YouTube I watched that are pulling back, which that's why I said I pulled back. There's a lot of that consciousness that we knew we were pulling back a little bit. Like, I'm waiting to get these out, and I just feel new energy coming for you guys as well. I've seen a lot of people doing that because we're observing. And it's great. Yes, I get this too, Dolly Daydream. I know there's a lot of you in chat who will get what I'm saying, even if I think it's not coming across right. But yeah. Yeah, Ricardo, I cannot get them to see. It is the programming. You won't be able to get them to see, and that's what I've got to keep remembering. It's that remembering they're not tuned into that frequency, so they're not going to see it. And I know we say this, but it's just really hard when you're face to face with that family member or friend, because you're like, how can I walk around in Wales with my sister, with my mum, with no mask on? She's got one on, and we've gone in a shop with her. No one's asked, no one said anything, no one's approached us. And my mum's got a mask on, and then she said she likes wearing it. And I'm like, what do you mean you like wearing it? And that's why I had to tell them to carry on shopping, why I went back to my mum's house, because I was like, I cannot. I'm observing people in the street, and I'm like, right, they're not. But one guy, I know it works of like, if you're pumping that energy out, people will see and they'll start taking them off. Because we went into Marks and Spencer's because my mum dragged us in there. And it was dead funny, because there was a woman with no mask on with a husband. And he sort of looked at me and my sister with no mask on and went, and then took his off with his wife who didn't have one on anyway. And I was like, hey. So yeah, it was mad. And then we went in a shop where the guy behind the till had a mask on but under his chin, and it was like, I said, Mum, they did not. You can go in without a mask on. The more that do it, the more that will want to do it. But you need to take yours off. Why don't you just try going in shop and testing it, Mum? Because we're with you with no mask on, and no one's saying nothing. And she's going, it's different in Wales. You need to. I went, I haven't got one on. My sister hasn't got one on. She hasn't got one over there. Like, why don't you just whip it off? But and that's what I said to my mum, Ricardo. I said, the programming is so strong, because it doesn't matter what you say. And I'm not being funny. She's had that. It's like cyborgs took over, as we all know, nanotech, and her brain just doesn't compute. Cognitive dissonance is rife, as we all know. And I was just like, whoa. And then she was going on about these magnetic eyelashes you could get. I went, and you, apparently you draw this stuff on and you stick them on don't know what they've got in a magnetic. And I went, she doesn't need them. They'll just stick on her anyway because she's like a cyborg. So my sister started laughing. I went, she's a cyborg. She's a fucking cyborg. And then she was like, do you want this, not this cup. She was like, do you want this cup for my eldest? Because he's got a Dalek on it and he's really into Doctor Who. I thought, she's a fucking Dalek. She's a fucking Dalek. I am laughing here. I do laugh about this because I do love my mum very much and she loves me, but we just butt heads. There's nothing wrong with that. We just butt heads. And she said, you're very like me and we get like this and this is why we butt heads. So when it is, Mum, but I'm not doing it out of trying to scare you. I do it because I love you, but you are a fucking Dalek. So you are a gatekeeper that lives at number 7. You are a gatekeeper. That's what I said to her when I went. I went, I love you, you gatekeeper. And she started laughing. So we do have a laugh of it. I went, you're a gatekeeper. You're an absolute nutcase. You're a gatekeeper. But we had a laugh of it, so there's a difference. We got a bit riled up. My sister calmed us down. There's the Trinity, 1, 2, 3. My sister's like, right, you two, stop it. And I'm like, but she just... Anyway. Oh my God. This is True Mick. True Mick, and I say, I don't mean I've never had True Mick before, a True Mick drinking milk. I have. This is the Sugar Vida that Mark Atwood was showing, the Sugar Vida sugar. I've not got the Sugar Vida sugar yet. I've got the True Mick drink because I wanted to try it because I've had my own deep breath. I know I'm like, I've had True Mick, my own True Mick, but this has got other bits in it and it's beautiful. And I wanted to buy it to test it out and I knew it'd be here when I got home. There's number 7 in chat. I didn't get it before I went to my mum's, and it's what I'm going to start having first thing in the morning and last thing at night. And I've just tested it and it's really nice. So whatever else they've put in as well is really, it's really tasty. Though it's got pepper, something else in it, really nice. Talk about that another time. So yeah, and then I was trying to tell my mum about orbs, and I was showing her the last video. If you saw the last video with the orbs, if you haven't gone and seen it, go and see it, where the little twinkly one comes in like this. And you know, we all know that's particles and it's consciousness and whatever you want to say it is. And I said to my mum, well, it's living because it's energy. Chicago in the house and all that. And then I've just looked out to the sky today because Mark Bajinsky came up because I was asking about something, and Mark Bajinsky's video came up. I went, thank you, thank you, my higher self, spirit guides, whatever, for sending me that video. But I do know about, you know, a lot of people have read Celestine prophecies. You'll know about energy and people like that, or if you're just coming across it. But I've looked out to the sky or outside many times and thought my eyes were going weird the other year when I saw all the particles coming together and doing all this. And it's like they're darting about, you know, of realms that are there and energy that's there. And I've just done it before and I was like, there it is. I was like, oh my God. And he was explaining it better than me, and I can't really explain it, but Mark Bajinsky was talking about one of his aura things, so I was like, a video, so I was like, I always call him Bajinsky, I think it's I can't say the name. Yeah, you've been seeing energy more. Yeah, and you will be seeing energy more if you're focusing on certain stuff, or I should say unfocusing on stuff. You'll know what I mean. But yeah, so I've just checked that. That's why I know the orbs, you know, they are tiny because they are the particles around, like I'm trying to look now, why I'm looking at camera. They're about in the ethers, they're so tiny, they are, but I see them as consciousness, energy, whatever you want to say. When you're breathing it in, that's why they want you to do deep breathing exercises, because you're bringing all that knowledge in and you're breathing out, breathing in positive, could say ions, and getting rid of your negative. That's why they want you wearing that, because you're not breathing your negativity out, that sort of stale energy, you're breathing it back in. You don't want that in your body, if anyone gets what I'm saying. So yeah, so me and my sister were having these conversations. Then my mum sort of agreed with some sort of stuff, but then she goes off on the but what does, because she just doesn't understand it. So you don't have to understand it. And then when I did Reiki on her, she's like, well, I can feel the heat on my back, but I don't know if it went to my legs, and I don't know if it went there. And I'm like, it'll go anywhere that it needs to go, and you don't need to think about it. Did you feel better after? Yes. Did she stay in? My sister said today, I'm just going to go and check her mum, because what if she's dead? I went, what do you mean, what if she's dead? She went, she's getting up a bit late. I said, she'll have slept well, because that's an intention I put in her bedroom as well, and she did. And she said she had a good sleep, and she said her back felt better. I went, right, darling. So, you know, love the orbs. Beautiful how they respond to your voice. Yeah, and I tried to rub the orbs in at my mum's, and I did see a few, but I know in this room, I get a lot of orb activity because this is where I do a lot of, I could say, thinking and intentions and talking out loud and stuff like that. But I do get them in the house because that's what your sacred space is. If you build a sacred space up with where you put beautiful intentions out, you're clearing energy, you're thinking about positive things, not bad things, you get that. And Matt Baczynski was, I think it's Mark, I'm sorry, Bursky, I can never say his name right. You know, oh, what was it someone said about you are what yeah, when I'm in joy, you've seen them videos where I've been really like excited on here, and then I've gone and put a video up after of the orbs that night, and they're all really fast because that's my energy. I know it's part of my energy too, and that energy coming in, it's all happy when I'm happy. And if you think about it, if you're all happy and you're pumping out the right frequency thoughts and whatever, that energy, it's around you. So start breathing that energy in, and you're bringing more of that positive energy in. That's why, if you think about it, if you were sat with a load of negative people talking about negative things, you're breathing in that space around you, those particles, you're breathing in negative, we could say ions, particles, whatever the right word is, I don't know. You're breathing all that into your system, in your cellular structure, which is going to change your cellular structure to be more negative and thinking more negative and closing off to God, source, whatever you want to say, your divinity. If anyone gets what I'm saying, does that make sense? Anyway, that's how I see it. Don't know if I've explained it very well, but yeah, like attracts like. So that's why it's hard when I'm in somewhere where someone's got the thoughts of nothing's ever going to change, that sort of energy. I just find it hard. I found it very hard at my mum's because, like I said, she had the news on, the TV was on all the time, noise. Even when we were talking, I said, why do you have the TV on? And she's like, I just like to hear it in the background, that sort of programming. And I'm like, oh, it's just noise. It's just noise. No, it's not good to be around. So, and it's not because she's not a good person, because she just doesn't see it, but it was just one of them. People find it hard when you're trying to vibe in a higher vibration when you're around other things that are trying to bring that vibration down. We all know what the TV does. So yeah, I just want to say I'm so happy that I met you all. You're all beautiful souls. Do you know what, Lois? Thanks for saying that, because everyone that comes on here, regularly, or there might be people in the background, obviously, that don't come and say hi, but we know some of them are there because they have shown themselves now and again. I'm glad I've met you all, and maybe in the future, maybe we could all have a meet up somewhere when in the 5D, when all this is seen more to the world, and then everyone's had the dark night of the soul and calmed down a bit, and we're not, and all that. It'd be lovely. Yes, hotels are hard, and that when I travel. Yeah, Michelle, when I went to New York a few years ago, I was saying to my sister, do you remember when we went to New York? And the hotel we're in, they had the TV on in the breakfast area, constantly going on about the Democrats, the demon rats, constantly. I saw the news that they were spreading over there from the UK, which wasn't true. You got in a taxi, they had the TV in the back of the car, constantly going on about politics, this, that, and the other. It was just like, when you see it, it's hard. It was like, oh my God. As we know, because that's the illusion they prop up everywhere with the subliminal messages and the signs and their symbols. But yeah, but there's a lot of good stuff going on. There's a lot of funny things going on with memes. The videos, like one of the ones I just recently dropped, where you just have to laugh, and that's an energy. So get into that energy of like, these people are so creative who are putting these memes and videos together that, you can have a laugh in these times, even though it seems crazy and mad and hard sometimes. And there's 17 in the chat. So yeah, and more things are coming up about certain things that are being found that Mr. T had said ages ago. So his name's getting put out there again. Can't think why. So yeah, it's exciting, but it's hard to sometimes be like that when we're around people that don't see that, even though it is all about basically mastering our realms of consciousness, as we know. And I've got to master that with my mum. I know my mum's like the last master of the 3D for me, is like, not to get riled off me. I cracked up with the Mr. T video you sent me, Dolly. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I don't know if I sent you the latest one. I know I've sent a few, and there's one I've just put up. There were hello chat. Yes, hard to breathe at times. And I think it is. You've just got to sit there and think, right, breathe deeply and let it go. That's what I've got to do. That's why I said before, I failed the test. Not completely, but I did get a bit riled by my mum. But there's a thing called forgiveness and forgiving yourself, and just think, like, after we just had a laugh about it. So yeah, well, the thing is, Gabriel Angel is it Gabrielle or Gabriel? It's in ancestral things, because my mum's mum was like that, but as she got older she stopped being like that. My mum's very controlling, she even admits it. She's very controlling. I'm trying to break that with my mum, and she even said little things to us when we were away, and she was like, an example, why don't you do this? But it's the way she said it, like, and we're like, because I don't want to, and like, I don't like when that person does that. And it's like, doesn't matter, because you don't have to do it. And then I think I said something about my fella, and she said, oh, do you tell him? I went, I don't tell him to do anything. He's got his own choice of the choices he wants to make. I don't tell him to do anything. I might bring some up and say, oh, I don't really like that, or it's not something I really like, but I wouldn't go, you're not doing that, because I wouldn't expect him to say to me, you're not doing that. So I said, I don't tell him anything. My mum likes to tell you, and that's the only way she sees is that's the only way you can do it. So, and I've been like that in the past as well. We all have, you know. It's whether you come away from those habits of stuff, and it is hard. So, and I'll obviously sent a picture, but I can't check it at the minute. Oh my God, yes, this is my grandma with me. Yeah, it could be a grandma, not your mother, or it could be your daughter, grandma, if you know what I'm saying. My nana was quite like that, but before she passed away, like so many years before, she mellowed out a bit more. And I did say, when I was very close to my nana, when she passed away, she said, it's not what you think it is, and looked in my eyes like, it's not what you think it is. And I was like, I'll always remember her saying that. So you can get it from certain members, and it doesn't mean you don't love your family or you don't love your mum or your dad or whoever it is, but I do call her the gatekeeper, because my nana, her mum must have got her very controlling. She's very controlling and programmed, but in other certain ways she's not, but she is. But she said to me a few weeks ago, it's because I can't control you anymore. And I went, you've just said it, control. You're not here to control me. I'm here to make my own mistakes and see what my mistakes are, reflect, and move from them. That's what it's all about here. You came here to experience the contrast of dark and light, to know what you do and don't want. And the book that I've read out, the little, where is it? The Little Light and the Soul, I think it is, which I think I'm going to reread again. You can't know what the light is if you're all in the light. You have to experience the dark to know what the light is. So you have to experience and see the dark to know what the light is, to know you want to move from the dark to the light. If you're in a load of people, just like that book explains, you're a candle with everybody else in the light. You can only see light. You can't see the dark because there's only light there. But how do you experience it? In the light, you can't. So we came here to experience the contrast, to know what you do and don't like. So if you know what you don't like, you don't need to stay in that of what you don't like. You can experience it, but you don't want to be staying in it for weeks on end, months on end, years on end. I've said this before. You came here to experience, and they do say most of the people that are the dark are your friends or something somewhere else, letting you have that experience. But still, this is why I say it's a worldwide awakening of dark night of the soul. People go, why would they do this? Well, the world needs to wake up because it's been so asleep and so corrupted that when the world see what's going on with the corruption, which seems bad, but really it's good, because they're going to wake up to the self, the true self of seeing what they don't want the world to be anymore, to move from it to 5D, to go in a world of what we want, which is love. So when you say somebody in my family's this, that, and the other, or my son or my daughter, and it's like they have to be in that contrast to figure it out themselves. They're never going to see it unless they see it themselves. So that's why I've got to think, I can't keep trying to say that to my mum, because she's only going to see it when she sees it, then she'll be ready to see it. As we all know, people have tried to help me in the past. I've not looked, I wouldn't take it, because it's like, I need to see it myself. That's the only way you're going to learn, is to see it yourself. So when I say I'm experiencing feeling things, and some people go, no, she's not, she's where, well, I am. If you're not experiencing it, well, that's fine, but I can only explain what I experience, and if it makes no sense, it makes no sense. If it does, it does. If you resonate, you resonate, and if you don't, you don't. We're all healing, but there's different ways of healing, because we're all different. Something that will work for me might not work for anyone else. Thank you, Five Flames. Vice versa. So we're finding the things we do. Some words mean the same things. People get pissed off out there because someone's not using the same word they did, or maybe they've woke up slightly different to something else, so it's not real because they didn't wake up the way they woke up, which is bullcrap. Or they don't like people who wake up faster once they've got it. It's like a jealousy thing, and it's a bit like, people can go from 0 to 100. Some people's brains are just like, some people don't. Some people need to go through the process of seeing everything and dissecting everything. Everybody's different. Yes, we all are from source, the same, but we're all uniquely different to experience everything we can. It's like taking that back information to source. But while we are individuals, we are all one, but while we are see this hand? It's one hand, all individual fingers, but still connected. But we'll experience things in a different way. Life is but a dream. Yeah, I made a beach-inspired playlist. Oh, good. Beach-inspired playlist. Yeah, so that's why a lot of people will sound, you're like, oh, I resonate because you've had a similar experience. And people go on about it being repeated. Well, it is being repeated because it's always been repeated, and we have to keep repeating it because more people are waking up. But when we come through it and see the others waking up, they'll start repeating stuff that they're seeing that sounds exactly the same or similar, because normally the awakening is similar experience that you'll be having with yourself when you go within. Things beyond, you could say, the veil or the realms of what we think exist, or the non-physical to the physical, whatever word you want to use. People just, because labels are put on everything, people think if you're not saying the right word that you don't know what you're talking about, or whatever it is. And it all boils down to experience. And when you start to heal, you will find healing things for you that may or may not work. There's things that have been great that help other people heal, but also people have got to understand that there'll be new things coming in, new healing modalities, is that what you call it, or add-ons that will go with the old, or maybe not. You know, Lemuria, Atlantis, were they warring? Did Atlantis fall because they were too full of tech and then they got too greedy? I sort of see that. I see Lemuria as more of the creative music side, and Atlantis was more of the tech, but they got too greedy and that fell. Well, we're learning from that now is, yes, go back to some of the old ways, though we will be using tech in a good way, because it's how you use it and it's your intentions, and who is in control of certain things decides what's going on in the world, as we all know. So, yeah. So we've got Five Flames, Uni, call you Uni Universe, L, Colin, Indigo, Supace, Lois, who else did we have in? Michelle, I think we had Gabrielle Angel, Revler, Ricardo, I can't do Ricardo, and who else? If anyone was above anyone, so who was above, and anyone who may be listening in the background, and anyone who may be lurking. Love or hate me, whatever. I'm going to go because, like I said, I'm taking this one out. I've got 3 more to go, and then it's deciding about what I'm going to do. But I feel new energy coming. Like I said, remember the moon today, moon energy, and releasing anything. And I may come on tonight. I'm not promising because I don't know if I'll have time. If I do, I may come on with a card reading. I'm not sure. I've just got to get a few bits done now. Treating myself to pumpkin seeds and goji berries. Oh, I love goji berries, so nice. Yeah, it's thinned out a bit and stuff, but I'm going to see what happens with it when I get it all out of good condition, and I will, I don't know, need to get it cut, but yes, thank you. So yeah, I hope you all understand what I was saying. So I sort of slightly failed the test with not getting round up, but there's still that energy. So I forgive myself. There's still that energy in the collective, and that's why you've got to understand. Sometimes if you're feeling a bit, or there's funny energy and you're not sure, it's because the collective are confused at the minute with everything going on. Sometimes it's not you that is feeling that. If you're feeling a bit, got lunar energies in tonight. All the lunatics will be out tonight. Lunatic energy. All the psychopaths are out. I'll tell you that. You know, that's why I say you just rest, pull back, because there's a lot of collective energy that's going on with anger and stuff out in the ether. Everyone's breathing that in, you know, the collective consciousness. And you've just got to realise that's not you. And that's why sometimes I forget, sometimes like, oh my God, it's not me, it's collective consciousness. I'm not feeding into that. Thank you for sharing Dollar Daydream, love them. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Angel. Have a fantastic rest of the day, Dol. Much love, gratitude, and bright blessings always. Thank you. Making quick progress on the dreads. I know, and I did have 40 odd, so I mean, I've only got 4 in. So I think I've had patience of a saint to do it. Because like I said, it does take 2 to 3 hours to take one out. So we're nearly there. We're nearly there. And then me and my sister were listening to The Greatest Showman. I've put some of them songs up on my community page because I'm like, sure, this is a White Hat album, you know. There's a song called Coming Home and you know, Rewriting the Stars, which I've always loved and always shouted out about. And I'm just like, come on, we're rewriting the stars. We're rewriting it. Rewriting history, not for his story, our story, her story, whatever. 22, divine, feminine divine energy today, 22. So we will see. So check out my community page because there's a few things up there. Like I said, in the world but not of the world. You can look at both realms and see what's going on. But I do know we're trying to, you know, 3D, 4D, 5D, trying to get out the 4D, that messy stuff that's going on, raising our vibrations to the 5D. And it is hard because you do forget, you get pulled back down sometimes, but it's all about awareness. So yes, I'm working on an album. Oh, brilliant. What's all the chaos in? Well, are we leaving off? I don't know. I haven't been watching it. Like I said, I've been pulling back. I haven't been looking at stuff. The reason why there's a lot of distraction over there with what's going on over there, and I think it's stuff that they have in their country of resources as well. I'd just say watch this space because it's a bit of distraction about what's going on in America. It's a bit of distraction. It's all sorts of bits of distraction. And what do they mine over there? They mine something over there. But yeah, there's loads going on. So I just say observe and just keep watching the show of what's going on. Because yes, there's loads of things dropping out. Yes. Thank you. Always late. Mail dot. So yeah. Yes, I know it's rich in that, but not that. Something else. I can't think what it was. But we all know how they set up stuff over there, and the Bidens and Clintons and all sorts of things, you know, connected to stuff that they suppress other countries and what they do, and getting us all divided and in trying to get us back in wars again and all that, even though we are in one now, over, you know, all that stuff when the world's uniting anyway. So lithium, thank you. Oh yeah, is that, yeah, oh, Poppy, well yeah, that was the Clintons, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there was is that, what's the stuff that makes something that they need for electric cars? Is that lithium? I know it's to do with opium, but something to do with electric cars. Is that which they want to take from there and give to China? Yeah, that's it. Lithium. Yeah, what is lithium good for? Yeah, batteries electrically. Yeah, that. Thank you. Yeah, something to do with that in China, but it would be, wouldn't it? Would be China, wouldn't it? So, I had to say, watch this space. Yes. Cowboy. Oh, David there. So we've got David in the house as well. Big tech needs, but yeah. So there's all that going on. So I just say, I think we're just going to be very very forth-telling from now till Christmas. But just let me see if I have got a deck of cards up here. I need to go and do some homework now. I'm well just trying to get out and not doing it, but I need to go and do it. Get it out of the way. my dark side trying to say, no, you don't need to do it. I'm like, no, I do need to do it, and I'm going to go and do it. Stop trying to get me out of doing it. Let's just see what energy the world's in at the minute. Oh, there we go. Well, it's funny how it's got a moon on it. Six of Pentacles. Funny how it's got a moon on it. When I was just saying about the moon today, well, tonight, I should say, with putting your, you know, releasing and letting go. Right, this card, the Six of Pentacles. I'm not going to go off what I normally go off. But I always see prosperity, pentacles, earthly, money. He's got the blue and the red balance there, blue pants on red. Got the moon there. A man spreads out his arms on the top of a rock. Six pentacles appear above him, meaning success, stability, gifts, the right timing, generosity, and kindness. And the biggest thing that jumps out of that is the right timing. It is the right time for these things to be happening, of what's going on when people say, oh, things have always been in control, nothing's changing. Well, it is, and it's the right time. And to me, it's that connection again. He's stood here on earth, and it is an earthly card anyway, but he's reaching out to the ethers as well. You could say, yeah, six directions, source, God, the ethers, bringing in that abundance, that joy. And the moon, intuition. Trying to see what else is in this picture. What I'm getting in is we're all climbing up that hill, that mountain. You know, enjoy the journey. We'll all get there. We'll all be celebrating the golden age at some point. Coins, abundance. Oh, thank you, Eunice. Funny. Arm stretched out like that in the Trump video. You said, oh, is it? Well, we could think of Mr. T. Yeah. Thank you, Dolly, for spending time, your amazing time with all of us. I'm thankful that you come and spend it with me when I come on. I really am. Symmetrical card as well. Jump, man pose, different, not less. Yeah, yeah. And he's like balanced with the red and blue. Red and blue, Katrina. Red and blue. Magnetic and electrical. Being. What you put out is what you attract. Up, down, left, right, forwards, backwards from the centre. Yeah. And it's that cross, nearly that cross, you know, arms out. The connection between our realm and the spiritual realm. As I said, earthly. And he's reaching out to the ethers, reaching out to the ether. So, yeah. Thinking one more. I'm going to have to do 3, aren't I, obviously? Yeah, I like the jumper video. Yeah, yes. I know what you're talking about now. I like the jumper video. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. So that does match up with Mr. T. Maybe watch out for this week for hearing a little bit more about Mr. T. And it's still on 17 now as I'm speaking. Oh, these have just fell out. Ten of Cups. Yeah, there's a lot of like people not knowing which way to turn with a lot of thoughts that are going on and a lot of information that's coming out. But we've got union, we've got people coming together after splitting. I don't mean people splitting up, I mean the great divide that's going on. They will come together. And the 9 of Wands, I got this the other day, but I love this because I love the lion in the background of standing, you know, like I was saying before with my mum, it wasn't fear, it was passion. And wands can stand for passion. And being strong in it, you know, like a lion. We've got this lion energy in the background. We've got the little serpent there, but Kundalini rising, you've got the two serpents, 17 and 17 now, of energy, of the energies. You could say yin and yang, rising together, becoming one, becoming balanced, because you need your dark and your light to be balanced. You're out of whack when they're out of whack. When they're balanced, because you are dark as well, and light, DNA, rising. The serpent, from the lower chakras, rising to the higher crown, enlightenment, rising together in balance. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, digits on hands and feet is the 5-pointed star. Elemental, we are made out of, you know, earth, air, fire and water. Earth, air, fire and water. The circle is spirit, ether, you know, in the pentagram. But yeah, you put your arms and legs out like, what's that, the thingy man, I can't remember what it's called. It's a pointed star. Earth, air, fire, water and ether. So passion, to have fire, your fire elements in you, passion, you know, I mean, it is anger as well, but the fiery passion that you have, wands is fire. That's why the cards have earth, air, fire and water. They have the cups, they have the wands, they have the swords is thoughts, it's the mind, that's the ether. Pentacles is earthly. And then you've got major and minor arcana, you've got like the non-physical realm, that's there, with what goes on here, in the illusion as well. So yeah, all that going on. Please press the like button. Thank you, Lois. Hi, Danny. Yeah, look at all the people in chat, beautiful souls. So I do, I am grateful for everyone who comes in when I come on. Thank you very much. Lion of Judah feeling from that card. Yeah, Sunday full moon got me in the feels, fire sign struggles. Exactly. Like I was saying before with my mum. So it's, yeah, it's the full moon today, so tonight I'm going to be doing something for that, and I think most people are going to be doing that. Yeah, if you want to make a coffee donation, you can go over to, you can look in chat now, and the lovely Lois has put it in. And I think Good Servant did make a coffee donation if he listens at some point, and I couldn't, for some stupid reason, I can't email back on there to say thank you, so I don't know what that's all about. If anyone does want to make a coffee donation, you can do that. You don't have to. No one's got their arm up the back. It's just an energy exchange. That's all it is. It's a currency. It's an energy exchange. Because they did take Super Chat off me. But whatever. Dolly, you are such a breath of fresh air. Oh, thank you. Is it Reed? So yes. So I might be on tonight. I'm not sure, but I will be back at some point this week because I will have these out. And I will have a few more things to say in a new energy. Maybe something else new might be coming as well. So we'll see. Because, you know, we're trying to move from, if you've moved from 3D and you've moved into 4D, you're trying to move from 4D to 5D. 4D's still quite like, people are trying to like, there's a separation going on there, but that's fine. As long as you're aware. Hey to all tuning in. Yeah, hi to all tuning in. 333 I mean, is a special time to see a full moon energy wise. Yeah. So please remember to let go of things, write them down, whatever you do. I'm not telling you what to do. Releasing, and if you can release that, you're going to let way for new energies to come in. So I may do something tonight. If I do, I will come on and let you know beforehand. We will see. If I don't, it'll be another day, because I am really wanting to get these out, because this just is, to me, is like the release of energy that I need to let go of. So, and I've got 18 and 18 in the house now. We've got syncing up. So moon was amazing last night, but couldn't take a pic. I know it's awful when you can't take a decent pitch because your camera doesn't do it. So I will see you all soon. Remember, it's okay if you're getting some things where, like what I've just talked about, just forgive yourself and have a laugh along the way as well, and just realise that you can't wake, you know, I keep saying this and I keep thinking, my mum, doesn't matter, you can't wake them up, they'll see when they see. And they'll see it when they see it, because they have to experience it to see it. Remember, to see the light, you have to see the dark. So the only way the world's going to have to wake up to this, because of what's coming in with the energy. We want everyone to go through, you could say, the energy gates, the portal, the whatever, it's to Bezek. We want everyone to come, because it is time, because it's been going on for so long. But they will have to experience it themselves, and that's what's going to be happening very soon, of the majority that sort of sidewalks at the minute, let's say. So in a way it's bad, but it's not really, because you could say, I saw a quote today and I thought, well, God, source, whatever you want, is the devil and God the same people? Holds the dark and the light. People say, well, that's really awful if source wanted to do that to people because they're going to go into trauma. Yeah, but you know, if you're going through that yourself, it's learning and you realise what you don't want. How can you have a new earth if you don't see what you don't want? How can you have a new earth and know what you don't want, the sort of things you don't want in a new earth? Or do you want to take it with you? Because if you don't see it, how do you know if that energy's not still being dragged with it? You can't. Yes, it's gone on in the past where it's been thought that, you know, things had changed, but the reason why you can tell it's different is because the world's going through. It's not one country or a group of people. It's so big. There's a YouTube channel called 42. Well, I'll try and have a look. Your light is so inspiring for my inner peace, and I am ever grateful for this chat, encouraging and positive energy. Oh, thank you, Michelle. That's why I come on and talk about what I talk about, even if I'm getting triggered, because it's not like you can't be all in the positive. I'm mainly, majority of the time, positive, but things do happen, and I still have my days where it's a bit like, I'm a bit tired, or my mum's triggered me today, or, oh, I don't feel like doing that, but I'm going to have to push myself to do it, because we are human as well. And it's hard in the human vessel, but that's okay. But I'm not going to come on when I'm feeling low in energy, because I don't want to be giving low energy to other people. It's not the way you do it. So it's not the way I do it anyway, and that's okay, because everybody does it differently. But I wouldn't want to go to someone's platform where they're low in energy that day, and you know, it's all about talking about, but the low in energy is just going to pull people down when they're feeling a bit like they're looking for something to pull them up. To sit somewhere where someone's bringing it down, it's like then you go and feel crap, because that's how it works. So no, you can talk about experiences, but you don't have to come on when you're in that low energy. And that's why I've stepped back a little bit, because I thought, why I'm going through my things and why I'm feeling a bit tired, I don't want to come on when I'm feeling low in energy, because I want to give you energy, and vice versa, because you give it to me and I give it to you, and that's what we do, bounce off each other. So yeah. In the absence of that which you are not is absent, that which you are is not. Bye everyone, lots of spiritual love. You are beautiful loving souls here. Yeah, it's true. Oh, everybody in here is beautiful loving souls. Yes. So like I said, I'm making excuses now not to go and do this work, and I need to go and do it. So I will see you very soon, and I'm just going to do a card for everybody in chat, just one. I hate visiting those chats, because whenever it ends, it leaves me with, oh, thank you. That's why we try and find the people on platforms that, you know, can talk about stuff, but also bring the vibrations up. So like I said, you got to go and have a laugh, go and check that Mr. T video out. Right. Oh, there we go. I was going to ask then, it's come out anyway. It's funny how this one's come out, Four of Pentacles, because it stands for meaning, powerful love for material prosperity, legacy, gift, great talent. So it's not like people always think of the material as bad. It's not. To me, it depends how you're using it, what you're doing with it, and the intentions behind it. But materialism for me also means that is manifested, that we create as well. So it's not a bad thing. But there is that thing, as I've just read there, the power and the love for material things. You can have a love for material things and love them, because, like I said, we do materialize things from the imagination. It's whether you know the difference between, what's that saying again? I always say it. being too attached and the, what's that saying? I'm going to get it wrong. People are meant to be loved and things are meant to be used. The way people do it today, not everybody, is people are being used and things are being loved. But you can love things that you have and look after them, because their matter is just density, it's still energy, it's still alive. But as long as you know you're not too attached from it, that it means more to you than, you know, you human being would, if you get what I'm saying, if that makes any sense. I know what I mean. I think you might probably know what I mean. Yeah, just not to worship and prioritise it. Yeah, so you're aware. But some people in the spiritual community think that it means you're not allowed material things. You know, you're not allowed to have things. You're not allowed to have beautiful things, because that means that you're all in the material. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. There's two ways of looking at it. Like money, people go on about money. Money is a currency, it's a frequency. It's an energy exchange, and we do use money at the minute, so money's going to be used until something changes. So when people go on about money, it's just ridiculous, because it's a currency, it's an exchange. Why is the money place is called the Exchange Bureau or the exchange? It's an exchange of energy. And for now, that's just the way it is. For now, things change, but for now, that's how it is. It ain't just going to change that when nobody has it and the whole world. No, not just yet. Slowly. Yes, releasing it with positive intentions, exactly. So yes, so I'm going to go, because like I said, I'm trying to put off going doing this work when I really need to go and do it. So I'm going to go. Because that side of me's going, no, you don't really need to go and do it. I'm like, yes, I do, and I am. So that little devil on my shoulder can bog off while I go and do it. So yeah, so have a nice Sunday. Remember to do, if you're doing anything, if you are releasing or setting the intentions to release any stale energy, so you can let the new come in. There's lots of new energies coming in. How can you fill up if you're not emptying yourself of it all? And the biggest thing is love yourself and forgive yourself as well. And Mark's in the house as well on my turn, so I will see you very soon. I might see you tonight. If I'm on, I'm on. If I'm not, I'm not. But if I do come on, I'll try and give you a heads up 10 minutes before I come on, but we'll see. So yes, thank you as well, Mama. I can never say namaste. Yeah, take care and see you soon. Bye.